World of YouTube, stepping aside from the true crime with terrible sight and going into everything else. Today we're looking at an article that is now 54 years old. And I believe it will be still Canada's best documented UFO case, Falcon Lake incident. Before I get into any details of what had happened to this man right here, we are going to talk about what's beneath us. And of course, you see Falcon Lake, and finding out in recent, research I've done, it's been quite a few lakes, ponds, with obviously no depth to them, and even rivers, to ask what lies in the water for tunnels of sorts. And I did map this out. This is in the vicinity of, it's hard to say. I didn't look up where Falcon Lake was, but I looked up where the, where this place of, Manitoba, Canada. And it is in distance. I don't want to say not too far, but it is in distance of the Great Lakes. And, so with that being said, you can imagine what travels throughout them regions underneath of what I believe has underground water tunnels. So in this case, this guy was out, I believe, hunting, and of course saw a saucer. I think this was on Unsolved Mysteries, maybe. That's where I got it from, but, he was pretty much near the saucer. And he, and this I believe happened in, and as you could see, he had a little encounter in 1967. Now these years in the 60s, boy, and how many sightings were seen. Even that couple from New Hampshire seeing a UFO sighting back in 1962. And they were abducted. I mean, whatever it may be that is out there that is doing this, it's just getting, and it was, people didn't talk about this stuff because they're afraid to go to the friggin' nut house. And because all this stuff comes out like that, and how insanely, how many people, like the movie Fire in the Sky was inspired by a guy who got abducted and could visualize what he was, where he was and where he was at. And all of them passed the lie detector test. So, but in this guy's case, he got as close as he could without being spotted, as you could say. I'll put the whole full article up to read, but the thing started up blew out some type of flame, and the markings are right there on this man's stomach. Now, for anybody to say that this man, and I'm sure it was, and I think he did say he took a polygraph test, but to say that, oh, this was markings, or maybe, I'm about to wonder if anybody said, oh, them are tattoos. But you can't fake stuff like this, especially when it won't wipe off. And what it was is this was a burn from the flame, projecting out of the spaceship as it started up to leave. And he got very sick from this, had to go to bed, and, I believe he said his son was there, and the mother was taking care of him or something, but like I said, I'll do the whole thing. But to have this kind of evidence, and this came up out of nowhere, mind you, right? I believe it might have been on Unsolved Mysteries, but yeah, it's just, and when I found out about it, oh geez, it comes up out of nowhere. And the only thing I could say, the first thing that friggin' crossed my mind, right, being near a lake, is, God dang it, can't stop yawning, is, where this ship went after it took off. And for it to be said that, it could have went boom down into the lake, or boom right into a mountain ridge or something. I mean, stories like this is putting me on the map for what I keep saying of, what's beneath us. And of course, I still gotta look into the city of Atlantis to see if this, mystic legend is now proven that it did exist. Everything I've, read about the lost city of Atlantis has been right. It's a myth. It's a legend. It's not real. But now they've been unearthing stuff. And now that they've been finding out some stuff beneath us, especially like the Kenny Veach, and finding his M cave of the Humming Cave. Just blows your mind away. Blows your mind. And I think because of developing of the land, and more is being built and disturbed, not only are the spirits getting restless throughout the United States or the world, so ain't the hidden dark secrets that have been haunting us for decades. Especially the Native Americans back when, way before social media, ever was available. Writings on the walls. Even Egypt with their writings on the walls, documenting. So, with that being said, you can't disclose stories like this. And I finally, I've had this article trying to get to do it, but I've been getting sidetracked. But these are the stories, that are really starting to get me focused on right now. When I drive, I don't care where I am, and I like it when the trees are bare, to see beyond of what's up in them hills. There are known caves, caverns, all kinds of stuff out there that exist undetected. And it's just like, there's one cave I gotta get to. That one state park I went to out in the Lynn area. Weather's warming up. Maybe I'll get out there sometime next week. But all in all, these stories, man, are just insane. And for having evidence like that exists, and I don't know, I'm sure this was a nationwide story, but I like to keep these not forgotten. Just like any missing persons case, these cases too. You can't fake photographs. And I guarantee back in 1962, you weren't able to take pictures and Photoshop them. There's no way in hell. I mean, if you look closely, you can see that the markings really go into waves of the stomach. So if anybody would say that's a Photoshop picture, you out of your freaking mind? Oh, that's a camera malfunction. No way. That is a legit picture of a man who came in contact. And, right, it was like a radiation. But sometimes I do think, due to Area 54 that does exist, and you had them government, I'm not flip-flopping, but I think that the Area 54 thing, in my experience of, I think maybe they did do tests and did make ships that look like this, but they got it from somewhere. And I don't think it was from their own minds, but I do think that they got something and they tried making their own. And that's why, Area 54 is so top secret, because they're building off what they have found. And to put it out into the public, I think they were doing tests. That's my whole thoughts and theories. They did have something, they did find something, but wanted to make their own back in them days. So with the wars throughout the countries, to put, a scare to the enemy. I mean, call me crazy, but that is what my ideas would have been if I was in this top secret stuff. And right, I do think they found aliens, they found the ship that crashed, but they expanded their own and learned from the technology that they found. And maybe this could have been an experiment from the government. But all in all I know is you can't fake this stuff. You can't Photoshop this stuff. And whatever it was that was out there, oh yeah, I think it still exists. Another generation, of course, just like we go through generation to generation. But I like to always share this kind of stuff, because this is what I think brings out the spirits even more. And that's the thing with the radiation. We know we have stuff that could cause radiation or cancer and stuff like that. And we have microwaves that run off radiation. So that's why I say, if it was the government testing something just to make our own ships, of course, we got to have something backed up if we do happen to get an alien invasion. That's what I think all that testing for is in Area 54. My thoughts, theories, ideas. Because, right, just like with past enemies and wars, we had to become smarter with, give me a second. I had that damn word at the tip of my tongue. We had to have strategies to make a better, to make it our war strategies better to the enemy. Because for some reason I've been learning a lot about Adolf Hitler. Only bits and pieces. That, right, there was some things that he was doing that was top secret, but had involved with all kinds of science. And if he would have got the science to work for him like he was planning to, yeah, I think the war would have took a different turn. But we had the better strategy and got rid of him, which was good. Damn good. But other than that, folks, strategy is why I think Area 54 exists. But, of course, if they were testing it on the people, that would explain a lot of sightings back then. But then again, we're still seeing sightings, and now the military is not even holding because of our new technology. You can't hide from the new cameras. And I'm hoping the next camera I get, when I get the money, that camera let alone talks about, paranormal and UFOs. One about how much I can zoom in up in the sky. Because there was something I seen. Like I said, I got a video up of it. Strange plane type thing. Ship. And there was this infrared light at the bottom of it. And I drew a picture of what I saw. And it was flying low. And it was literally flying directly over the street line. And it looked like it was over my head. And I was in the middle of the street looking up at this thing. Like, what the? I never ever seen a plane fly in sequence with the street like that. Ever. Believe it or not. That's why I say, what is out there? What are they doing? And if they are building better strategy flying material, well then, that explains a lot. But other than that, I do believe there are aliens beneath us. And they've been there all along, sneaking, creeping, and learning about us. And this one, though, they got the hell out of Dodge and they want this guy obviously not seeing something. So, here you go, man. Take that. But like Ripley's, believe it or not, folks. Believe it or not. I believe. That's why I do these damn videos. If I didn't believe, I wouldn't put them up. That's right. And that right there, folks, you see that? Proof. So next video, be safe, take care, and always believe.